Alright, what's going on YouTube? Last Musketeer here, coming at you with the very first video of my free-to-play Is It Worth It series. Now, I want to preface this by saying this, of course, is my first video, so the editing, the voiceovers, whatever it may not be the best starting off. I do promise I will continue to try to do a better job each time. And as far as videos, the plan is to do these over a month's time, and I'm going to try to do 3 different games a week to give it a bit of variety. I don't want to just wait one video each week, so plan to upload Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays if possible. Now, schedules may change. I do also work a full-time job. Now, with all that being said, I'm wanting to spend an hour on each game every day to try to get a good sense of what the average player can do, because I would imagine the average player is probably 1 to 2 hours a day, and not everybody's going to have unlimited time to play or to progress. So with all the fluff of the series out of the way, I want to go ahead and start talking about Act 1 here. Right out of the gate, I'm noticing it has very artful, very colorful, very in-your-face style animation. And this is what makes me a big fan of this game so far. I always absolutely love when these projects let their animators go all out and really deliver that dynamic piece to each of their hits. And on the big hits from these characters, it has a mini cutscene that really feels like it adds depth and weight to the attack. I tend to get tired of the same old one single hit or 3 different abilities with similar looking styles, because it really drags. It starts to, after a few days of seeing the same attack, it just feels bland. It feels like there's no life to the character. And having done this voiceover after putting my hour in and seeing these visuals multiple times, I find myself still, even the last time, adding my own kind of sound effects. It's like it's bringing that childlike nature out of me. I can't help but smile at the thought. So whenever I get done with this part right here, I'm going to skip some of the actual acts and go back to the main screen and kind of show you how the summoning works and my ideas on all of that. And so I will see you there. Alright, so here we are back at the home screen. As you can see, I just got an axe and they want me to summon anyway, so this is perfect timing. As you can see from the front here, there are featured summons, a start dash summon pack, which seems to be your beginner friendly, try to get a 5-star champion early kind of pack. And those are a good idea, but also sometimes can be a bad idea, as they will usually have a limited summon pool. And so it may not be the best champs in there. It may be, just get you started, but the excitement of a 5-star champ. But we'll check it out as time goes on. Maybe I can find something out. I don't want to look up anything on this. I want to be a blind run. So I do not want to, I want to use something that I want to pick and not something that they necessarily throw at me. And as you see there, I follow the guide and click the 0 out of 30 summons button. Now, I think this is a great thing for new players, because it allows you, for one time, it is a limited hero pool, but you get to summon 10 champs at a time, and you can do that 30 times. So essentially, you could reroll until you get something that you either want, or maybe you followed a guide and you saw a character that's really good at the start out that can help you up to mid-game or something like that, and you get to reroll until you potentially get them. Now, it's not a guarantee that you'll get the champ that you want, but you get a lot better of a chance of getting something good. Now, I'm going to let this go ahead and finish out, and then I'll speak about what shows up after. Alright, so here we are on the end of the summon screen. This is my first 10 summon. As you can see, there are champions and artifacts. Artifacts being like the prophetic candlestick that you can add to your character to give them extra passive abilities or make them a bit stronger. So, as you can see, I hit the record summon results, which records that specific summon. Now, if you want to replace it, you're going to have to click it again on the one that you want, and then it will overwrite the previous. So you get two to choose from. You can either do the one that you recorded or the last one that you decide to pick. Now I'm looking at each individual stat of Sez to see whether or not I would want him. And there's also in the bottom right corner a hero rating box. And this is listed with a bunch of comments, and you can do after balance update, which he does not have a balance update. But that shows you the comments from other players, and you can kind of use that if you're going in blind to decide whether or not you want to keep that hero. And as they said, he has not been treated well. We're definitely not picking him. So I'm going to go ahead and re-roll, and I will show you what I went with and what my final pick is. See you there. Here we are at the end of all 30 summons, and I decided to go with number 12, which contained Vildred. And Vildred seems to be, as the hero rating says, sworn by the community to be one of the best starting heroes who can help me really early on and maybe carry me in mid-game, if by all means. Now the start dash I was talking about earlier is worth $10. Yes, you do get a guaranteed 5-star hero and a 5-star artifact, but it's from episode 1, so very limited hero pool. The limited summons seem to be 120 summons to hit the pity for the guaranteed hero. Now whether that's worth it or not to you is up to you to decide. Looking in my mailbox here, according to the current event, I have a 5-star hero summon and a 5-star artifact summon, which is very fantastic. I always love these. I don't know if it's a select hero pool, but if not, that's even better. And looking at this hero, I do like the design. Seems to be very fan servicey. The skills are all decreased defense and some buffs for the team, which is paramount for climbing early on. I will go ahead and also roll for my 5-star artifact, and it seemed to roll really well. Increase the critical hit chance by 15%. That is fantastic. Anytime you get critical hit chance or damage in a game, it is very paramount to making your nuker be able to take out waves. Now, I will say to any company, anybody that makes a gacha game or a freemium game style, you want to have plenty of ways to reward free-to-play players. Yeah, people are going to have to put time in each day, only for dailies or whatsoever. You need to have something that engages them the whole time, and there are a lot of events and a lot of guides in this game that give you these currencies like Sky Stones or Covenant Summon tokens to be able to pull these champs. So I do appreciate that, and just as anything early game, it's going to be easy to get. Late game, probably much harder. But if you can find a way to put the right amount of engagement for free-to-play players, it will give them something to push towards and keep the traffic in the game higher. Now these drop rates seem to be a 1 in 100 chance for 5-star heroes, and just a little bit higher of a chance to pull artifacts. I'd say that's probably the typical standard rate for most freemium or gacha style games. So as a free-to-play player, you're going to want to plan ahead and find a hero that you want to pull, whether it be featured. In that sense, you're going to have to save up for a while. But early on, you're probably going to get a lot of your 5-star heroes artifacts to carry you through to mid-game. So here I went ahead and skipped a couple of the acts on the campaign just so I could show you the first major boss and show you the art style that I was talking about and why I love it so much. Alright, so for this last little bit, I'm going to speed everything up tremendously and just kind of show what I did in the last hour. You're barely going to be able to tell what's happening, most likely, but you get a good idea of how much time I put into the game to guarantee that I've got my full hour. The guides, the new player guides, beginner-friendly packs, everything so far has been pretty decent. I checked the season pass, and it is earnable through those crystals you get through playing the game, which I think is a cool feature. Instead of it being paid, you have a chance to earn it for yourself. Now, I don't know how good it is, as I don't know much about the game so far. This Moonlight Blessing thing is also pretty cool. You get to choose what hero you want, and then it is locked out of certain content until you finish his missions through that. But anyway, that's going to wrap this video up, guys. Any comments you have for maybe future improvements of videos or anything that I can do to make it more appealing to you, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.